Hi, David Brown here. We've got this wonderful RV-10 aircraft that we've flown about 1,600 hours or so around Australia over the last 9 years. And we started off with the original Vans MR16 landing light. The performance was underwhelming, I suppose, is probably the best way to describe it. And as a result, we did an upgrade to a MR16 based HID landing light, which was okay. I've previously done a fair bit of flying in outback Australia, and landing light performance in the outback is really quite critical, particularly in terms of depth perception. So recently, Paul from FlyLeds contacted me and said, hey, we've got this new product that we're going to release coming up to Oshkosh, and we'd like someone to try run an RV-10. So I've gone ahead and done the job. Probably, for a first time crack at it, total would have taken maybe 25 hours, and that included assembly of all the boards and wiring, etc. I'm sure you could probably do it a little bit quicker, but really it was not a difficult job. As you can see here, fits in the standard Vans wingtip. Got the original lens cover here. We had to do a little bit of machining out of the fiberglass backing from the original wheel and strobe light combination, and it comes up actually looking a treat. I'm sure you can see reasonably well here on camera. So the purpose of this video is to do some before and after shots, and we've already taken some before shots, still photography, of the previous HID lights outside the hangar. What we've done is we've done the installation. They're very, very bright. The instructions say bring sunglasses. I'd suggest maybe welding glasses might be better. These things are very, very bright, and the outdoor still photography we've taken is a night and day comparison, and you'll see some of that in this video shortly. We'll go and fly some night flying at a nearby aerodrome at Redcliffe. I'm kind of expecting we're going to see a dramatic improvement in the way in which you can perceive where the runway is based on the runway environment. Remember, this isn't an airliner. We're not lighting up a football stadium. So, I'm quite keen to see how it'll go. I have absolutely no doubt, given what I've seen on the ground, these things are definitely a vast improvement over the original Vans product. So later on this evening, we'll go and take the aeroplane for a flight to Redcliffe and see what we come up with. But I can thoroughly recommend it. They look $1 million. Great work. Sunglasses fitted, really bright. Even with glasses on, you can't really stare into these things. I'm impressed.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lama Land there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. So come fly with me, let's fly away. Oh, come on and fly.
So I've gotten home after flying at Redcliffe this evening, and to say that the lights were better is an understatement. The comparison I'd like to give you is the original MR16 lights from Vans. The HIDs probably doubled that usable light when we fitted them. I would suggest we've probably doubled it again, something in the order of that. Measurements of lumens, you can talk about that all day long, but it's the visible light, the intensity of it, and the area that it covers. Now, using just a wingtip alone means that you'll always have a sort of darker area at the center of the runway. However, all your white markings and the rest of the runway environment are off to the sides of the runway. So you'll see in some still photographs some very impressive lighting. The video quality doesn't really do it justice. We're going to include a little bit of that in this presentation. However, I can assure you that the visible light in terms of depth of view and the depth of the depth perception on the runway is significantly better. I did 4 landings this evening. All of them I would rate at 8 out of 10 or better. And at night, you tend to arrive on the runway a little harder, particularly if you're not doing night landings all the time. So I found it a lot easier, and I was able to do better landings than I typically otherwise would have expected. So from me, a massive big tick. If we want to talk about the kit in general, you can order the components and assemble them as I did. I'm reasonably handy with a soldering iron. Paul gave me a 9 out of 10 for my soldering, and I'd suggest by his standards that was a fairly tough assessment because I thought it was actually very good. If you're not so well equipped with a soldering iron, he doesn't charge you enough money, but you can order them pre-built. So whilst he's got that really good deal on, I'd take that up. The ease of putting the boards together, follow the instructions, no problem whatsoever. As far as assembly into the wingtip, you might have to do a little bit of cutting, a little bit of filing. The template that you get will get you started. I found that we had to remove a bit more material just to get the actual light, the LED light assembly to get through the hole. So by the time this video gets to the internet, Paul may have modified that template. So the cutout just needed to be a little bit larger. But you're better off cutting it a little small to start with. Otherwise, no significant dramas at all. I found it relatively easy to install, and we were replacing existing wheel-in lights. So I utilised the existing strobe cabling, and everything went just beautifully. The nav lights, or position lights, incredibly bright. We were looking at them tonight, and even from within the cockpit, the glow on the ground is impressive. I would say 3 or 4 times more so than the wheel-in lights that we had originally. The strobes are something else. They've obviously been on the market for a while as well, and many people have been very happy with the strobe performance. I would suggest that if you can't be seen day or night with these strobes, really, the people looking at you are blind. They probably will be if they focus on them for too long. You just cannot stare at these things. They are significantly brighter than a standard set of Vans lights. So overall, I would give them a tick of approval, a 10 out of 10. The only thing you could do if you've got the wing leading edge ductworks kind of landing light assembly that would maybe make things better is Paul now has the leading edge 4 LED light kits coming online. So if you add that plus the wingtips, you've just got an immense amount of light. That way you could actually build that center section right in front of the aeroplane with a lot more light. I don't think it would be necessary. I've done a lot of night flying in outback Australia. I joke about, you know, being as dark as the inside of a cow, and probably a black Angus at that. These lights will be an absolute, you know, just an absolute daylight change relative to what I used to have with the HIDs. So in a really dark environment, you'll really pick up the benefit. If you want lots and lots of light, go for the extra set, cut them into your wing leading edge if you wish. But for me, I'm not going to bother. These new wingtip lights are more than adequate and significantly better than anything we've had up until, you know, today. Big thank you to Paul from FlyLeds. He's really done a great job on this product. The current draws are exceptionally low, and the kit is easy to install. I really can't fault it. Get out there, order yourself a set of these things, get them built. They're fun to build, and they're relatively easy to install. As a retrofit, which is what I did, not all that difficult either. So, you know, 10 out of 10.
Birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's so perfect for a fly in a